Sabrina Carpenter, Man's Best Friend Review. Smut and Stunning Craft from Pop's Best in Show. In June, Sabrina Carpenter announced her 7th album, Man's Best Friend. Its artwork depicts Carpenter on her hands and knees, an unseen man grasping a handful of her hair. It instantly caused an uproar online, most notably among Carpenter's young fans, who weren't on Tumblr in 2015 or weren't aware of the way the Sun newspaper wrote about Madonna every day of the 1990s and 2000s, and therefore didn't realize that discourse around whether pop stars should or shouldn't be allowed to sexualize themselves is older than pop music itself, and almost always inane. Anyone hitting play on Man's Best Friend in search of another barrel full of rage bite might be alarmed, not because it is particularly provocative, but because it is strangely old-fashioned. Carpenter is fond of blue turns of phrase. Gave me his whole heart, and I gave him head. And the wordiness of her lyrics is indicative of someone who grew up in an era of constant stimulus. But Man's Best Friend makes it clear that she regards pop music as a craft as much as it is an art. Few A-list albums released in recent years are as tightly stitched and locked in as this one, played almost entirely with live instruments and packed with so many hooks that it feels as if it might burst at the seams. It seems a true creative arrival for Carpenter. The most significant provocation here may be a newly minted star, beloved by Gen Z, going against industry orthodoxy and packing an album with unusual instruments, including clavinet, sitar, and agogo, and making distinct allusions to ABBA and Fleetwood Mac's Tusk. To date, Carpenter has been known for hits such as Nonsense and Espresso, which largely succeeded off the back of solid hooks and whip-smart wordplay. Man's Best Friend feels like a rejoinder to anyone who suggested Espresso was simplistic froth. These songs are disarmingly complex, almost weaselly in their ability to make intricate, unconventional structures sound effortless. Lead single Man-Child is the kind of pop song that super producer Max Martin might call incorrect. Its second verse has a completely different melody than the first, which is different again from the bridge. The whole thing gallops along to a rumbling country fried groove, and all the while Carpenter is rhyming things like hard to get and incompetent and trilling her way through the phrase, fuck my life-I. Carpenter's music has always been smarter than she gets credit for, but Man-Child is astounding in its construction and stickiness. It's also a song that requires active listening. The first few times I heard it, I thought it was a dog's breakfast, simply because it is so busy. It really only clicked for me after a few listens, when I had enough time to process all the seemingly counterintuitive moving parts. The same goes for My Man on Willpower, a lush Eurodisco song that pairs lyrics about sexual frustration and rejection with Boney M-esque schmaltz, and House Tour, which takes the quotidian brilliance of Diana Ross's It's My House to its natural extreme with the lyric, the couch is really comfy, got some Chips Ahoy if you're hungry. Although there are sonic allusions to ABBA across Man's Best Friend, Carpenter and her collaborators, Jack Antonoff, Amy Allen, and John Ryan, seem to have taken a kind of metaphysical lesson from the Swedes. Even bubbly, daytime, radio-friendly songs deserve to be treated with care and attention to detail. Carpenter's main concern on this record is right there in the title. Men treat the women they date like dogs, and she treats it with a lightheartedness that matches her tongue-in-cheek, Betty Boop-esque image. But these songs are expansive and durable in their execution. Antonoff drafted the members of his band, Bleachers, in-demand session musicians in their own right, to play across these songs, and their presence elevates them greatly, turning stellar pop tracks into teeming productions you wish you could hear the individual stems of.